Hey everyone, I live in the land of curly brackets and semicolon. I am a JavaScript developer. I mostly work with React, Express, Node, and Fastify. In JS, I know my ecosystem, I know my tools. But recently, I was handed a project that requires zero JavaScript. It was entirely in Python, and I am not a Python developer. I had some basic Python knowledge before. I knew syntax, loop, functions, but I never built production grade app with Python. So I did what an engineer does. I sat down, learned the fundamental, and got ready to build. But that was just the beginning of chaos. When I decided to get serious about Python backend development, I did my research. I wanted something modern, something fast. So I picked Fast API. But why Fast API? It's asynchronous, incredibly fast. It integrates beautifully with AI tools, and thanks to Pydantic, it has amazing type support. So I was ready to learn the Fast API, but then I opened the source code of the project I was assigned on. I opened requirement.txt file, and it was not a Fast API, not even Django. It was Flask, but not just Flask. It was a Flask older version 1.2. Hello, Grandpa. This version was released 6 years ago, and today Flask has moved way ahead. And here is the problem of the legacy code: the internet forgets. If I search for documentation and support right now, everything I find is for the latest version. And this was the most challenging part of this entire journey. I did not just have to learn the Python, I had to learn old Flask concepts, understand deprecated patterns, read old docs and source code. And even I had to ignore modern best practices and force my brain to learn the concepts that are technically obsolete. Another big issue arises: I can't just run this project locally. My system is set up for modern development. It has the latest version of Python installed. And this legacy project required older version of Python and older SQL drivers. And if I try to downgrade my system to run these projects, my system crashes. It's the classic. It works on my machine versus it breaks my machine. So what's the solution? And this is where Docker come in picture. With Docker, I created an isolated environment, run the project with the older Python version and dusty libraries, all without touching my main system. No version conflicts, no crashes, and no headaches. So the environment is fixed. The framework is learned. Now let's talk about the code itself. Coming from JavaScript, Python is weird. I noticed two funny and painful things about Python. First, indentation error. Almost every language use curly braces. But Python say no, indentation is the law. Miss one space and boom, error, 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 error. So frustrating. And second, colon instead of semicolon. Coming from JavaScript, this really messed with my brain while typing. Despite the indentation error, the legacy docs, and the Docker configuration, I got it working. And this is the fun fact about software engineering: you have no idea what is coming next. You might think you are a React or Node developer, but tomorrow you might be a legacy Flask developer. The tool changes, the language changes. The only thing stays the same is your ability to solve the problem. So keep learning, keep exploring, and don't be afraid of the legacy code, because every project teaches you something. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.